Hello everybody, welcome back to the 3D Critic channel. I'm David, your host, and today I'm going to be giving you guys my performance review on the Curry branded Curry 11s. Now, when I initially tried these on, when it comes to putting them on, they were fairly easy to put on. Once you get inside the shoe, the back half of the shoe just slides right in, and it was a very good try-on experience as a whole. And when it comes to the overall fit, it is really well fitted in the forefoot, so it felt pretty good right off the bat when I laced them up. The length and the width were nice and conformed, and it felt like it was a really nice and conformed one-to-one fit, and I didn't have any dead space in that regard. So when it comes to that, and when it comes to sizing, I would go true to size. For narrow footers, I would go down half a size, and vice versa if you are a wide footer as well. And if you are interested, they are available at Under Armour's website for $160, and there will be a link in the description if you guys want to check them out. Now, starting off with the traction, you are getting a foam outsole with this ripple traction pattern all throughout the shoe. And on a clean court, guys, it is absolutely insane. Laterally and vertically, you're pretty much going to stick to the floor like glue. Going side to side was instantaneous, as well as your first step. And you stop on a dime so hard to the point where it really hurts your toes when you try to stop. So it was a little while to get used to, and it took some time to get used to. And it felt like you get too much grip, but if you give it time over time, once you start breaking it in, you should be able to get to grips with it. While the traction is insane on a clean court, I can't say the same on a dusty court because it picks up dust fairly quickly and you have to wipe them down very frequently. In my case, it felt like I was wiping them down every other play. I started to slide around a good bit, and it was very annoying to keep up with. The only upside to that is that it is easy to wipe off, so just to make sure to keep up with your wipes, and you're going to be all set in that case. Durability isn't great either. Since it is a foam outsole, it is a lot softer, and you're going to see signs of wear literally on the first day of playing in these. Especially indoors, you're going to experience some wear basically all around the entire outsole, especially in the back half, in the middle, as well as in the forefoot and the high wear areas as well. But it wasn't as bad as the Curry 10s that I tried last year, so that was a slight improvement in that case. But regardless, I would avoid these outdoors at all costs because of how soft the foam is, basically. So in that case, the traction is insane, but it is flawed by dust and durability. When you move into the cushion, you are getting this dual density flow foam setup that you have, which you can visibly see on the lateral side of the shoe with this black portion right here, as well as in the medial. And you're going to get a nice cutout that you can see on the bottom of the shoe. And when it comes to responsiveness in the forefoot, it is very responsive, making you feel very quick and keeps you on your toes so that you're ready to pounce on pretty much anything that is thrown at you, in my case. It also has a midfoot shank plate that you can visibly see on the bottom of the shoe as well, which gives you a nice spring in your step with some decent bounce as well when you need it. I felt it had a really nice lively experience as a whole when I was playing in these. But in the back half of the shoe, I'm not gonna lie, it felt like a brick. When it comes to the heel cushioning, it has a little bit of compression, but overall it feels very stiff. And when it comes to the impact protection, it was subpar as well for heel strikes. It was going directly into the heel, and it felt like it was going straight to my spine in some cases. So I wouldn't recommend this when it comes to overall heel cushioning. But when it comes to the fluidity of the shoe, it is pretty good because of the shape of the shoe itself. It has a nice rocking motion that makes heel-to-toe transitions really easy, and you're able to get up to speed really quickly because of that. And you're going to be it's going to be really helpful for you when it comes to going up and down the court. You're going to be going really fast going up and down, and I really liked that aspect of the shoe in terms of the overall quickness of it. But the cushion overall, while it is responsive in the forefoot, it is quite disappointing when it comes to the heel, especially with the dual density foam setup that is supposed to give you a little more comfort when it comes to the heel cushioning. Now, diving into the materials, there is a lot going on with a lot of different materials all around this shoe. On the lateral side, you're going to get Under Armour's warp upper with this foxing pattern that transitions to the fuse overlays that you see with this splatter paint texture to it. and it extends to the lace line on the lateral side. And when you move into the other side, on the medial side, it is a soft woven mesh material, which feels very comfortable. And overall, it was really breathable too. And I was able to be really maneuverable in this shoe, and I didn't experience any discomfort, especially in the forefoot. And you won't get any discomfort in the midfoot because of this decently padded tongue that you're going to get that is made up of mesh. And when you get into the back of the heel, it does have some padding, and it is really well sculpted, giving it a natural feel in the back half of the shoe, and it conforms really well to the heel. The aesthetics of the shoe is pretty nice as well, specifically in this colorway with the Future Dragon Bruce Lee collaboration that Curry has with the shoe. It has a nice aesthetic to it when it comes to the splatter print on the fuse overlays, along with the red hints that you see on the lace loops that give it a nice touch overall, as well as the patch on the top of the tongue where it transitions from Curry's logo to the yin and yang logo, which was really cool in that aspect. When you rotate it, it has a different look to it overall. And this external heel counter has the glossy splatter print on it with a tiny engraved message stating that this shoe was created for the greatest shooter ever. And I agree with that statement in that case. So overall, for me, the materials are diverse when it comes to the variety of the materials that you get. It's very comfortable and lightweight, and in general, it has a nice look to them. Now, the lockdown in general is just good. It's not blowing anything out of the water for me. With the nice one-to-one fit, the forefoot is really good and is really nice and contained, and you won't move around in the forefoot because of that. In the midfoot, it's pretty basic as well with the lace loops. It does its job when it comes to harnessing the midfoot. However, I did notice some of the lace loops getting a little loose in some areas when I was playing to make it feel less constricting, but you are still secure in the midfoot nonetheless. And when you move into the heel, I did notice some heel slippage due to the shoe being generally a low top, so there isn't anything securing the heel aside from the sculpture of the back of the shoe itself. But for me, it does its job, and I didn't experience my foot flying out of the shoe. So it was overall does its job for me, and it might be an issue for some people, but it gets the job done for me. Now, for the support, it was just generally good for the most part, in my opinion. You get a fairly wide base from the outsole, giving you a nice stable base. For lateral support, the midsole is ever so slightly arched. It doesn't really have an outrigger, so that might be an issue for some people, especially when you land at a certain angle. You will experience some instability and you will roll your ankle a little bit to some extent, but it wasn't to the extreme in my case, so it was holding up pretty well. You do sit in the midsole, especially in the forefoot a little, and with the warp upper, it gives you some good rigidity as well, so that it can take the lateral load that you're going to put it through, especially when you're going to go side to side a lot. In the midfoot, the foam does wrap up to the material. However, I did find it a little uncomfortable, and it did dig into my foot at times, but once you keep breaking it down, it will eventually open up for you a little bit. And for torsional support, the midfoot shank embedded in the midsole gives you really good rigidity in the midfoot, and the balance inside the shoe was really good because of that. And when you move into the heel support is really nice with this external sculpted TPU heel counter that you get, as well as the midsole with the plastic guard that you get on the lateral side. It acts as a sidewall to give extra support in the heel. That way you won't experience any instabilities in the heel. So support overall was pretty good in the back half of the shoe, while the front just gets the job done, making the support a pretty good package in my opinion. So to sum everything up for you guys, initially I didn't like playing in these, mainly because of the crazy grip that you're getting from the traction setup, that I had to understand the limits of it. That way I can find the sweet spot so that I can extract the best out of it. So the more you play in it, the more you get to grips with it and understand what you want to do with the shoe, whatever you need to do, especially going from side to side, going up and down the court, trying to get a really quick first step. Once you understand that, the overall package of the shoe is really good, and it gives you a better playing experience once you keep playing in it. So if you like a grippy traction setup, responsive cushioning, lightweight materials with good lockdown and support, this is a really solid option, and I would absolutely recommend it. But when it comes to the outsole durability and the comfortable heel cushioning, I would avoid these, especially for me in general, because of the durability of the outsole. It will wear off completely over time, especially outdoors. It will literally melt off. And the heel cushioning honestly felt like bricks, and I expected better considering that it is a dual density foam setup. But overall, this is my performance review of the Curry branded Curry 11s. Thank you guys for watching this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Comment down below on what you think of the Curry 11s, any experiences that you have had with them, along with any questions, comments, concerns that you might have for me as well. If you like to stay up to date with future videos that I'll be posting, hit the subscribe button down below, and it will greatly support the channel as well. If you'd like to stay in touch with me via social media, all of that information will be in the description box as well. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I hope this was beneficial to you guys. And until next time, keep shooting.